what's going on now. Hey, can y'all hear me? I see me speaking, but I don't hear anything. Alright, there we go. Yeah. Yeah. All right, team. Yo, live and direct. Let me turn this other one down. All right. We are going to talk about the foolery, the shenanigans, and the nonsense I keep hearing about exotic car companies. Have the exotic car companies tricked rich men into brand loyalty? From my opinion, I think that they did. Okay. And I've been hearing a lot of talk about supercars, exotic cars, hypercars, and their reliability. So, through a conversation that I had with a few acquaintances, individuals were telling me, hey, supercars and exotic cars are not supposed to be reliable. And I disagree. You guys tell me what you think. Do you agree or disagree? Do you think supercars and hypercars are supposed to be reliable? My perspective is if you're spending 250,000 to 2.5 million on a car, it should last you forever. Now, I know a lot of people don't agree with that. And that's why we're going to have this conversation about exotic car companies tricking rich men. We're going to go into a little bit of the psychology of why they were able to trick these men and why these men are absolute buffoons when they say things like supercars and exotic cars are not supposed to be reliable. Now, I've got four or five on my list. I don't care whether you think they're supercars or hypercars or exotic cars or not. We are just going to name that list. All right. Number one, GTR, Nissan GTR, reliable. I mean, obviously, any car with the turbo will have some sort of maintenance, specifically if you're running it high, redlining it, and racing it. You're going to have problems, right? At some point in time. But there's no reason for you to buy a new car for $500,000 and 2 weeks later have to have it in the shop. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever. And I have seen this specifically with a lot of the European made, let's go straight to London based vehicles, McLarens, Jaguars, things like that, Lotuses. They're just horrible, absolutely horrible. Now they've gotten better, but they are nowhere near to the list that I am discussing right now, right? So the first one was Nissan GTR. Number two, Acura NSX. Number three, Dodge Viper. Number four, Audi R8. And what was the fifth? There was a fifth one I wanted to put on that list that was a reliable exotic car, but I can't remember right off the top of my dome. Next time I get on this thing, I will definitely let you guys know. So, hey, it is what it is, right? So, the number two thing and way that they try to trick these rich men, successful men, affluent men is to try to pretend that you're in an exclusive club so it's a benefit to you. Buying this Ferrari is a benefit to you. No, it's a benefit to you. You're the one making all the money on this car. Yes, I look great in it. Yes, I enjoy it and have fun with it. But at the end of the day, you're benefiting more than I am. Now, some people may say that experience is worth more than money. You be the judge of that. But to try to tell me that buying the car and being in this exclusive club of exotic car owners is a benefit to me, I think it's a little bit far fetched. What do you guys think? Give me a drop something in the chat. Let me know what you think. When you are wealthy, you do what others can't. So they'll tell you, listen, you're rich now. It doesn't matter what type of money you spend. You're spending this money because you're not like the peasants, right? And I understand the psychology of it. When you really start to sell things, you start to understand that you have to an emotional, um, put them through an emotional state when you are going to sell these, specifically when it comes to high dollar, high ticket items, right? You're dealing with individuals who typically get what they want, who have worked hard, who who are really good negotiators and really good deal makers. So you have to be on your toes and be super sharp and in the zone. So now, number three, when you're wealthy, you do what others can't. And I think that's a bunch of malarkey to just get you to sell it. See, I'm on both sides of the spectrum, right? I'm the buyer and I'm the seller. So I understand the dichotomy of the two and the balance, how the pendulum will swing to and fro when you are either the buyer or the seller or on one side or another. All right. All right. Number four, playing with your ego to manipulate you. All right. Successful men have egos. Successful people have egos. If they know that and they can get under your skin and play with your ego, a lot of the times that's how they get you into having this brand loyalty and acting as if they're doing something for you when in all reality I'm doing something for you, especially if I'm spending any 6 digits on a car, right? 6 or 7 digits on a car. Playing with the ego, it's a very, very, very delicate manipulation game, and I've seen it up front and in person. And if you fall for it, you fall for it, right? But you should be smart enough to get around it and get over that hurdle. All right, number five is going to be the last one. And this is more of a perspective from me rather than something that they do to try to manipulate you into that brand loyalty to try to say that just because you have money, you should spend it. I don't know how often I have met a person, known a person who doesn't understand how hard it is to really be successful, right? And how hard it is to really make money, real money, good money, right? Now, that could be different from for everyone. It could be $50,000 for someone. It could be $100,000 for another person. It could be 2.5 million for another person. But at the end of the day, I'm sure we all have ran into a situation where there's an individual who just doesn't know the value of the dollar, right? So they see you doing your thing. It looks like we have three people in the house. If you're in the house, do me a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button and also leave me a comment. Do you think that exotic car companies have manipulated people into brand loyalty, right? Now, we're going to get to some of these companies in a second, and I'll give you my perspective on it, my opinion on it. But leave me a comment in the chat. Tell me what you're thinking. I know I see you watching. Go ahead, hit that like button. All right. All right. There you go. We got a like. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Let's keep it moving. All right. So, last but not least, and this is just me to you, heart to heart. You know what I mean? No one will ever tell me how I should spend my money. And I ran into a situation like this recently. I was in the midst of a business deal, and the person that was trying to get my business had this really nonchalant attitude. And here's what happens a lot of the time when you're dealing with high ticket items and you're dealing with lots of money. Let's say that you work at a bank and you work in a pretty affluent area. You have people who have to be somewhat solvent, somewhat liquid. So they're coming in with cash all the time. They're coming in with 10,000 in cash, 15,000, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 50 racks on the counter, right? So a lot of the times this employee is going through so much money in a day that it starts to become a little bit of an illusion, right? I had to watch my words, what I'm saying right there, right? So to the employee, they get to see 50,000 in cash every single day. So to them, they're like, huh, 50,000 in cash, I deal with that every day. But ask that employee, could you give me $50,000 in cash? And they can't. We all know they can't. They're working at a branch. You think they have $50,000 in cash? No, they don't. So a lot of the time, individuals who are dealing in sales with these high dollar, high item sales lose track of reality. So to them, they're like, well, it's 30,000. That's not really a lot of money when you consider it. But it's like you have never made $30,000 in 2 months. What do you mean it's not a lot of money? It's an absorbent amount of money for you. You're broke. But because you're dealing with individuals that make a lot of money, you have this perspective of being the person that's making a lot of money, right? And that's the aura that I got from this person that I was doing this negotiation with. And here's my thing. I don't take emotion into negotiations. When I'm going to buy something, I don't impulse buy, don't make an emotional buy. I'm always thinking with logic every time I go into a deal, right? So I didn't let that hinder me. But what I did do is I put it in my Rolodex. I put it in my mental sticky note to say, okay, this person thinks they're fly, right? But I know how much you're making. So if I give you this money, you're only getting 10% of it, if that, possibly 5%, right? So let's be real. I'm the one putting up the bread, and you're going to get a portion of that bread, but you're treating me like you're the one with the bread. Does that make sense, team? So just put that in the back of your mind whenever you're negotiating, and always realize that sometimes these people can lose track of reality. And the reason that I bring all of that up is I believe a lot of these individuals with these supercar companies. Hold on for a quick second. I'm sorry. For some reason, it stopped sharing. Shift six. Let's see if that works. No. All right. Hold on. Let me present again. My fault, guys. Trying to get this together. Here we go. Should be up any minute. There we are. All right. So, and some people may say, well, T, we know you don't have a Ferrari. We know you're not in a Ferrari. And I get that, right? I get that. I totally understand that. But that doesn't mean that we can't have this topic and have this conversation. Will my opinion change once I do get one? No, absolutely not. I'm always going to be who I am. I'm always going to be an individual that works hard for his money and expects a lot for his money. But the first company I want to deal with is Ferrari. And I've heard so many bad things about them, down to if you try to customize your Ferrari, they won't sell you another one. And if you do certain items, sell your Ferrari to certain people, they won't sell you another one. My thing is, I'm the one buying the Ferrari. Yeah, they have millions of people out there that buy Ferraris, right? So they're looking like, well, you're just another piece in the cog. But here's my point. Brand loyalty comes with something, right? If you're expecting people to be loyal to your brand, then you should take care of your customer. That's horrible customer service to me. Customer service is an individual looking out for you and making sure that your experience is great. Team, if you go buy a new Ferrari, it's going to be 300, $400,000, right? 300, 400,000 for someone to tell me what I can do with my car, who I can sell my car to, and how I can buy my car. To me, that's ridiculous. The whole point of making money is to have freedom, right? Is to do things you want to do the way that you want to do them, right? So I think it goes back to my original question. These companies have tricked these men into believing that this exclusive club is beneficial for them, and it's not. It's not. If someone's telling you how to spend your money, hey, that's on you. Okay, so Ferrari is the number one culprit here. Um, Koenigsegg, which has some really beautiful cars. It's more on the hypercar level. We're talking about anywhere 500,000 and up. But they're awesome cars. I've heard they are one of the most unreliable cars, and it's a pain in the neck to try to get parts and all that stuff. So you have to send it right back to the company. And a lot of people There aren't a lot of private companies that are working on these because they're all handcrafted and handmade, right? All right. One of my favorites though is Lamborghini. And I hear a lot of stuff, once you start going through the echelons, people start talking crazy about, oh, well, if you have a Lamborghini that's like entry level, and it's just nonsense. It's just people trying to be elitist and one up each other. Because in the supercar and exotic car world, I've noticed that it's not so much that people love to drive. People love the vehicles. People have this passion and this enthusiasm about being in the culture. It's more about flexing on other people. And it is what it is. Go out there and flex hard. But at the same point in time, I am really into this, and some people are not. Right now, I don't mean to the point where I know every single type of bolt that is made in the engine and the engine size and cubic inches, but just the culture in general. For those individuals who grew up looking at Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Aston Martins and Maseratis, Mercedes, in these supercars and exotic cars and said, "Hey, one day I'm going to get one of those." Right? Those are the individuals that I gel with the best, versus the individuals who are like, "Man, I just made $15 million and I'm going to go get this car." And yeah, I have it, but whatever. But Lamborghini has always been one of my favorites. I haven't heard too many bad things about Lamborghini, but I have heard some things about modifying the car in certain ways, but nowhere near to where Ferrari is at, or Koenigsegg. All right, here's another one. Bugatti. Bugatti, one of the fastest, most expensive hypercars in the world. I don't know what is the newest one that's come out. One of my favorites is the Veyron. The Chiron is really good. And there's a hold on, Tourbillon. Tourbillon might be one of the newest, but yeah, Bugatti is amazing as well. It's one of those exotic cars. These are all culpable, right? Obviously, different makes, different models will take you different places. Is there anybody in the house? If you are watching this show, leave me a comment. Put my money, my choice in the comments. All right, let's keep rolling. I don't know what it is about live stream. I just cannot get traction on live stream. Every time I don't do a live stream, I'm sorry, StreamYard. Every time I don't do a live stream on StreamYard and it's just straight through YouTube, I get way more traction. So I don't know. I got to get that figured out. Maybe there's some sort of setting that's preventing people from from this thing from suggesting it. Okay. But we were ending off with Bugatti. Guys, we just got the new ball caps in. Let's go over to the shop. Yeah, I gotta pitch something on the job. Just uploaded it. We got the ball caps in. They look so clean. I'm rocking one right now. These things look so good too. Just for $25, you can get an Arizona Riders Club hat. Yeah, guys, go cop one. I love that design right there. The white one with that design looks super clean too. Super, super clean. That's my favorite one is the white one. But the white one with the white slides, guys, I don't have to tell you how many ladies are gonna be all over you when they see you in these things. So go to the store, go cop yourself a new hat, help out your boy, or should I say your main man, T with Arizona Riders Club. Oh, by the way, keep stay on the lookout for those new interviews. I started doing bus stop and light rail interviews, talking to people about financing cars, different questions, automotive industry questions, just asking them certain things, man. And you know what? A lot of people have been receptive, man. Super, super receptive. And remember, if I catch you out there at that light rail or those bus stops, we're giving away merch. So come get some of your swag. Stay on top of it. All you have to do is watch the social medias. I will update whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I will give an update and let you know where we'll be. and then maybe you could shoot out there and come get yourself some new swag. So I appreciate y'all riding with us. Stay on the lookout for those videos. It's T with the Arizona Riders Club. Don't let anybody manipulate you mentally or emotionally. Your money, you get to make the decisions. Holla.